Welcome to the Simplicity of Wellness podcast. I'm Amy White, holistic nutritionist, life coach, and weight loss specialist. If you're tired of overcomplicating food, battling your body, and starting over every Monday, you're in the right place. Here we talk about what actually works, simple shifts in food, mindset, and habits that lead to lasting change. Let's dive in. Welcome back, Simplifiers. Last week we talked about GLP-1 medications, but the bigger conversation wasn't really about the medication. It was about learning to understand your body, because that's really what my coaching is all about. I don't help women get healthy by fighting their body to lose weight. I help them lose weight by understanding their body and building better health. Today, I want to talk about one of the biggest conversations your body has with you every single day: hunger. Have you ever noticed how quickly your mind starts talking the second you feel hungry? I just ate. I shouldn't be hungry already. What's wrong with me? I have no self-discipline. The day's already ruined now. It's amazing how much meaning we attach to one simple sensation. Somewhere along the way, we decided hunger meant we were doing something wrong. But what if that's never been true? Most of us have spent decades trying to outsmart hunger. Drink another glass of water, chew gum, have another coffee, stay busy, ignore it, push through it. We've treated hunger like an opponent we were supposed to defeat. But imagine if you were thirsty. Would you congratulate yourself for ignoring it? If you were exhausted, would you brag about pushing through another night without sleep? I mean, maybe if you were 19 or 20 and in college pulling an all-nighter, but not now that we're older, wiser, and know better. Those sensations are information. They're your body's way of getting your attention. Hunger works the same way. The problem isn't that you're hungry. The problem is that nobody ever taught you how to understand what your hunger is saying. I think one of the biggest reasons we stay stuck is because we've been asking the wrong question. We ask, how do I stop being hungry? Instead of, why am I hungry? Those are completely different questions. One's trying to silence the conversation, and the other is trying to understand it. And when you understand it, everything starts to feel calmer. Imagine you're driving down the road and your check engine light comes on. You don't grab a piece of black electrical tape and cover the light. You don't say, I don't want to see that. I mean, you probably say, I don't want to see that, but you also become curious. And you wonder, what's that trying to tell me? Maybe it's low oil. Maybe a tire needs air. Maybe it's something bigger. But either way, the light isn't the problem. The light is helping you notice the problem. Hunger works exactly the same way. Your body's trying to get your attention. The question isn't, how do I turn off the light? It's, what is this light trying to tell me? One of the biggest shifts that happens inside my coaching is when people realize hunger isn't just one thing. There are different types of hunger, and we tend to lump them all together. Hunger is just hunger. So we respond the same way every time. But your body isn't always asking for the same response. Sometimes it's asking for nutrients. Sometimes it's asking for energy. Sometimes food isn't really what it's asking for at all. Have you ever eaten a meal that was technically plenty of calories? Maybe a bowl of cereal, toast, a muffin, or even a big salad. And 2 hours later, you're wandering through the pantry looking for something else to eat. You just ate, so why are you hungry again? One possibility is that your body isn't asking for more calories. It's asking for nourishment, protein, minerals, the building blocks your cells actually need to do their job. Your stomach might be full, but your body's still waiting for what it came for. Now think about a different day. You got busy. You skipped lunch. It's 3 o'clock. You're shaky. You're tired. You're getting a little cranky. And suddenly every cookie, candy bar, or bag of chips sounds amazing. That's a different conversation. Your body needs fuel. It's looking for quick energy because your blood sugar has been dropping. That's information, not failure. Then there's our favorite, emotional hunger. Dinner's over, you're completely full, but you finally sit down on the couch after having a stressful day, and suddenly you're thinking, I need something. Maybe it's chocolate, maybe it's popcorn, maybe it's a glass of wine. Your body may not be asking for food at all. It might be asking for comfort, for rest, for a break, or simply a way to transition out of your hard day. Now here's the important part. None of those hungers make you a bad person. They aren't proof you lack willpower. They're simply different conversations. And if you respond to every kind of hunger exactly the same way, you're going to stay confused and probably frustrated about your weight loss journey. This is why I teach my clients not to react immediately. Pause first, get curious, ask yourself, what kind of hunger is this? Because once you understand the question your body's asking, the answer becomes much easier to see. If it's nutrient hunger, your body may be asking for a meal that's rich in protein and vegetables instead of another handful of crackers or a granola bar. If it's energy hunger, maybe you've gone too long without eating, skipped lunch, or started your day with coffee instead of breakfast. Your body is asking for fuel. If it's emotional hunger, food may not be the answer at all. Maybe you need to call a friend, take a walk, get outside, take 5 deep breaths, or simply recognize today was hard. The point isn't to ignore hunger, it's to understand it. Because once you understand what your body's actually asking for, you're much more likely to give it what it really needs. The goal isn't to get better at ignoring your body, it's to get better at understanding it. One of my favorite coaching moments happened because of something a client almost didn't mention. She told me that every day after work she'd stop for fast food before driving home. Her drive was only about 25 minutes. So I asked her, "Are you really hungry?" And she said, "No, I was just afraid I might get hungry before I got home." Think about that. She wasn't responding to hunger. She was responding to the fear of hunger. Food had become insurance. About a month into coaching, she was excited because she was fitting into her favorite jeans. She casually said, "It's probably because I don't stop for fast food anymore." So naturally I asked, "Well, what changed?" She smiled and said, "I realized if I do get hungry, it's not an emergency. I'll be home in 25 minutes. I can just eat when I get home." That was a very powerful moment because when she would stop for fast food, it wasn't because she was responding to nutrient hunger. She wasn't even responding to energy hunger. She was responding to fear-based emotional hunger. She didn't need food, but because she wanted to avoid the possibility of feeling hungry, for her, hunger itself had become the problem. And once she realized hunger wasn't an emergency, she didn't need the drive-thru. Nothing changed about her drive. Nothing changed about the restaurants. Nothing changed about her schedule. The only thing that changed was her understanding. And once her understanding changed, her behavior changed. That's the kind of change I love. Not because someone forced themselves to have more discipline, but because something finally made sense. I think that's true for most of us. We're spending so much energy trying to eliminate hunger when maybe hunger isn't actually the problem. Maybe confusion is. When hunger always feels like an emergency, food becomes urgent. When hunger becomes information, food becomes a decision. That's a completely different relationship with eating. So here's something I'd love for you to practice this week. The next time you notice you're hungry, don't immediately decide hunger is the problem. Get curious. Ask yourself, what's my body trying to tell me? That simple pause is where body trust begins. That's what we do inside Hangry to Healthy. You don't learn to fight your body harder. You learn to work with it by understanding what it's been trying to tell you all along. And once that conversation starts making sense, knowing what to do next becomes so much easier. If that sounds like the relationship with your body that you've been looking for, I'd love to have you join us. You'll find the link to the Hangry to Healthy membership in the show notes. The next 12-week group coaching session starts today, July 15th. It's not too late to join. Click the link, come join us in the membership. Thanks for spending time with me today, and I will be back in the next episode.